Anong pakiramdam na not once but twice kang summa cum laude ng UP?
Of course, I feel happy and I feel proud of this achievement kasi on a personal level, kahit hindi ko po ginol yun na magsuma for my 2 degrees actually. Parang it's not like when I entered it, goal ko magsuma. Not really. Pero I'm happy kasi I worked hard, na-enjoy ko po yung mga classes ko, and I think nag-pay off naman po yung hard work na and yung time that inilaan ko para sa mga klase. So I feel very happy. And then, pero at the same time, to be honest, medyo may pressure rin po. Kasi unlike my colleagues nung psych ako na they went into med school, law school, they're working na, but I decided to take another degree na, so parang may pressure po na, and I'm all the more humbled kasi much is expected in a sense na hindi talaga tumitigil sa school, hindi tumitigil sa UP ang trabaho.
Oo,
Yun.
that leads me to my next question. Why did you decide to pursue into another degree? Considering na, of course, psychology graduate ka na, summa cum laude, you can pursue related careers sa
Mm-mm.
psychology, but you decided to take another path and go into music.
Mm-mm. Actually, may semi-mahabang kwento po. Pero initially, gusto ko po talaga mag-med. And then, over the course of like learning more about psych, I realized na maraming things na hindi nagagamot ng medicine alone, modern medicine alone. And so, initially, after med, my trajectory was in clinical psychology or counseling. So, nag-internship po ako sa different facilities. So, one particular internship was in an in-house inpatient facility for inpatient psychiatric facility. Tapos, doon ko po na-realize na hindi po yata para sa akin yung clinical psychology kasi uh, ako po mismo, my mental health was, I struggled a lot na everyday working in the environment nung mga inpatient psychiatric dun sa inpatient psychiatric facility. But there was one session that I was asked to lead. So at that time po kasi may music background naman po talaga ako. So I chose to incorporate music and singing dun sa activity. So the housemates in the facility, parang we had a singing game, and then after that they asked me to sing for them. So nag-perform po ako. And after that nagulat ako na they were in tears, they were so touched. Tapos doon ko na-realize na parang music, even though maliit, parang, it's a form of entertainment po kasi talaga, di ba? Parang, and sometimes we think of it na, pang-entertain lang siya. But doon ko na-realize na it affects us in ways that we don't even realize. So doon ko pa naisip na maybe this is the right, ito yung gusto kong gawin. Not really to, syempre, to really communicate and to help people appreciate beauty through music, and to allow yung power ng music to change us in ways na hindi natin namamalayan. So ayun po, kaya ako nag second degree kasi iniisip ko na it would be a nice supplement to my psych background, whether in music therapy or as of now, yung track ko po talaga is in performance na. So, na-realize ko na ito rin yung power ng performance. So, it's just something na I realized na ito yung gusto kong gawin. Mm-mm.
And the power of music heals us in
Mm-mm.
every aspect din, kumbaga.
Whether
Oo.
we know it or not, both for the performer and for the listener. Mm-mm.
At ang maganda na may kakayahan kang i-incorporate yung psychology sa music. You're combining science and arts, 'di
Opo,
ba?
opo. Mm-mm.
Oo. Ngayon naman pag-usapan natin, what are the challenges that you have encountered during your first degree as psychology student before, and ngayon na may music degree ka? Ano yung mga hamon na hinarap mo?
Shucks. I have to look back kasi 9 years na ako eh. So, and I spent 5 years in music. So, sa psych, I think yung pinaka-challenge for me is getting uh, parang establishing the methods I need in order to study well. At the same time, nagtrabaho rin po ako kasi ako when I was in psych. Um,
Working
Ah,
student ka before.
Opo. Pero I acknowledge my privilege kasi I come from an upper middle income class family. So it's not really na I had to work to support myself. It's just that I wanted to earn for myself just so I can pay my tuition para at least yun man lang maitulong ko sa family ko. Pero hindi naman po kasi naging hadlang masyado yung finances. Pero at the same time, yun, balancing my work and
What was your
uh,
work before when you were a psych student?
I was a part-time Sun Life Insurance agent under my
Okay.
mom. Opo. Pero I stopped na kasi time consuming po talaga yung yung pagiging financial advisor. And then so yun, yung pag-establish ng sistema, paano ko ba aaralin to? Paano ko mamememorize to? Kasi psych uh, it's di ba the social sciences, of course we have the fixed methodology, statistics and things like that, but it's a lot of concepts and theories also that may be abstract that we want to, and in order to understand those abstract concepts, it helps to really gain an understanding from real world circumstances. So parang yung paghanap ng sistema to help me understand those abstract concepts. Yun yung main challenge ko sa psych. Also kasi mas nag-aaral po talaga ako nun. Yung work ko kasi parang part-time lang. But now in
Oh.
music, yung naging challenge po for me, kasi this is my second degree and gusto ko na talaga, I don't want to have to burden my parents na hihingi ako sa kanila, although we still live here, I still live with them kasi. So, it was really finding time to balance yung academic demands, which are totally different na kasi performance-based po talaga yung course ko. And then to find time to earn and to balance yung having to get myself out there, to get myself known through accepting different singing engagements, balancing my work. May iba pa po kasi akong work na research naman, so at least na-apply ko yung psych. And then the academics. Pero ayun, parang nairaos naman po.
What do you specialize in your music degree? Are you into instruments or you're into vocals?
Voice po. I'm a voice major. So, I specialize in art songs, kundiman, classical music, opera, things like that po.
And then your research works ngayon
Separate
connected to
hindi po. Separate po siya. So, I was
okay.
employed, although contract-based lang po ako, sa Social Observatory ng UP Diliman under former Chancellor Michael Tan. So,
Okay.
I would carry out yung mga research interests and inquiries na gustong tignan ni former Chancellor Michael Tan. Ayun po.
Okay. O ngayon, dumako naman tayo. Ano bang sikreto? Paano maging summa cum laude ng dalawang beses? How
Ah,
did you do that, Michelle?
siguro, unang-una, this may sound parang contrary to yung pagiging suma, pero it doesn't help to be super GC, super grade conscious, na parang you really cannot do it just for the grade. You really have to want to learn. I think that's what helped me po kasi even when I was in psych, very interested ako sa mga classes ko. Very interesting siya for me. And yung mga subjects na hindi ganyan ka-interesting, like, well, I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Struggle ko po yung bio. As in, yung biology, it was very difficult. Pero what I did was I tried to make it interesting for me so that I would be maengganyo akong matuto po talaga. So that's the number one thing. Even in music na I really is to parang to enjoy what you learn and to strive to learn instead of to just strive for a grade.
Ay,
Kasi
that's
walang
good.
kwenta ang uno if wala ka naman tutunan. Sayang lang siya. Sayang yung effort, sayang yung oras, things like that. Ayun po. And
Pero ikaw,
then,
how do you balance your ano? Of course, syempre you're a teenager, you're a young adult. Syempre kahit papaano gumigimik din tayo,
opo.
gumigimik ka rin. Paano mo nababalance yung ano mo, social life mo sa ano, sa academic life mo?
Actually, di ba may question nga po, yung laude o lande. Pero honestly, well, nung ano naman po ako, lumandi ako, charot. I still had my social life. Actually, hindi ako yung super nerd. Mag-gimmick po talaga ako. Like, when I was in psych, nagpa-party ako, umiinom ako with my friends, ganyan, ganyan. In music rin, very sociable ako. So, extrovert, I'm an extrovert po kasi. So actually, hindi ako yung super nerd na aral-aral talaga. But it helped me na may strict schedule po talaga ako for myself. Ayun po. Na para kasi I suffer, nahihirapan po ako, like, my well-being, my mental health, pag hindi ako nakakalabas-labas or nakaka-relax-relax. But at the same time, pag wala akong fixed schedule, I can spend the whole day na gumagala-gala lang at nagne-Netflix or nag-anime, ayun po. So, actually, may strict schedule po ako na divided into every 30 minutes yung buong araw ko. Naka-specify, ito yung gagawin mo this hour. Pati yung lunchtime ko nakaplan, pati yung lunchtime ko nakaganto. Especially pag marami po akong events lined up na
Oh.
both in school and out of school. So, ayun
Oh.
po. Ang what helped me po, to be more specific po dun sa schedule, no? Kasi hindi po ako morning person. So, yung mga mas madadaling gawin na tasks, sa umaga ko po ginagawa. Para yung mabilis gawin, may sense of achievement, I can take a lot of breaks. And then, by the time na after lunch, yun yung medyo mas awake na po ako, doon ko po nilalagay yung medyo mas mahihirap na kailangan gawin or requirements. Like, for example, if I have to study several new pieces, or if I have to teach, or if I have to write a report or a paper, sa hapon ko po siya schedule. So it's about knowing your energy levels throughout
Correct.
the day. Ayun. And then parang at the same time, I also schedule my hangouts and my mga labas-labas.
Sa
So
gabi
if
naman yon.
Opo. And so, if may makita akong, uy, pwede ako dito, pumunta ako sa boyfriend ko. Or parang, uy, pwede dito kape tayo, mga ganun-ganun.
O at least nababalance pa and you have a wonderful love life. Ilang years na kayo ng boyfriend mo?
Ano po, mag to 2 years pa lang po. Pero
At
I've also had other, boyfriends in the past. Kaya yun nga, parang kaya naman po mag-laude ng may boys. Charot.
kaya mag-laude na may lande.
Opo, kaya po siya. Pero syempre, yan, kaya kailangan may schedule.
Kailangan may schedule. O ito
Opo.
naman, anong, siguro, based on your personality nyo, Rino, at saka I can see na sobra talaga ang pagiging extrovert mo. Ano naman
Opo.
maipapayo mo sa mga upcoming UP students, sa mga upcoming scholar ng bayan, sa mga freshies, at saka sa mga gusto rin mag-aral na, you know, somehow they aim to get that Latin honors din.
Mm, mm. Opo. Well, first, congratulations. UP, getting into UP is not an easy feat, but leaving UP is an even more difficult thing to do. And yun nga po, the first is always to really enjoy the course that the things that you study, and to be curious. Kasi the more you learn, the more you know na ang dami pang hindi alam. And that will help you really absorb more, eh. And then for upcoming UP students who also aspire to graduate with honors, do it to learn talaga, not for the grade, not for the honors. Ayun po. And ayun po, so really, and the other two more things po. The first half is to work hard and to work smart. So, hindi po enough na kayod ka ng kayod. Kailangan may diskarte, kailangan patalino yung pagtrabaho mo. So, hindi pwede yung memorize ka lang memorize. There's always a better way to learn. And you have to find that out for yourself. Like ako, that's my struggle in psych, na matagal ko po nahanap paano mag-aral ng maayos ng mga certain subjects. And the second part is to trust the work that you've put in. Kasi a lot of times, we do the work, pero kulang yung tiwala natin sa sarili. This is contrary po kasi, di ba, parang may kultura po tayo na we don't celebrate our achievements masyado. We don't, parang may hiya-hiya. But no, we have to
Mhm.
trust and believe na tinabaho mo to, you will succeed. So, yun, put in the hard and smart work, and to trust in the work that you put in. Ayun po talaga.
Mhm. Ito naman, Michelle, no, how did UP mold you as an individual? Of course, ang tagal mo sa UP,
Opo, 9 years po ako
diba?
sa UP.
9 years ka. What are the things that UP teach you? How did it mold you?
Well, first is parang it really helped me to be more compassionate and to have more empathy. Kasi I grew up, yun nga, we're an upper middle class income family. I'm a member of the Filipino Chinese community. So I grew up surrounded by yung fellow Filipino Chinese people. And then in UP, I was exposed to so many more people, and it helped me to become more compassionate, to have more empathy, to acknowledge my privilege, and to also help other people in my own capacity. So it really humbles you yung pagiging UP. You see na yung ibang mga tao, they really you learn how they have less time in their day because things are less convenient. So you have more empathy for them. You want to do more to really help address this inequality that we have in our society. And the second is it's really more with the people na parang checks and balances po siya on when to assert yourself, when to listen, when to uh, when to compromise. So, especially in UP na marami po talagang mga very strong personalities, many fields, many different trains of thought that you have to be open to, and at the same time, you have to be able to form a more concrete idea of who you are and what you believe in. So, parang UP helped me a lot with that. Kasi, hindi ka pwedeng neutral. You have to make your stand and you have to lean towards what you feel and what is the best for society and for yourself also. So, ayun,
Mm.
9 years in UP taught me that.
Wow. Ito, what are your thoughts on, red tagging issues on, UP students like you? Do you
Of course,
mind them or sanay ka na?
I honestly, natatakot po talaga ako. Kasi it's a very serious issue and may mga kakilala po ako na their friends and their families have been threatened dahil na red tag sila kahit na walang basis. Kasi voicing your dissent is not wrong. You have that right to voice your dissent. And if you're red tagged for it, then that just means that you are being oppressed and you are being wrongly accused of something. So, ayun, hindi porket nag-express ng dissent, NPA ka na. Hindi po talaga. And we have to look at the fact na bakit nagkaka-NPA? It's because of the existing inequality. It's because of uh, the existing powers that and greed that trample on our society. So yun. So actually before I would be asked to sing, for example, bayan ko, yung mga ganong mga protest music, dati natatakot po ako kasi it can really, and actually, even my parents, my mom, was scared pag magaganon ako kasi baka madamay kami, baka yung business namin madamay, baka ma-threaten kami, mga ganito ganyan. So, it's really something that has to be na dapat matapos na to stop that red tagging and to promote that freedom of expression that is for the benefit of society. So
Mm.
ayun. Personally, I think I've been harassed once dahil sa wrong red tagging. Pero I'm thankful na it was only virtual. What more yung mga yun nga, the people I know na who have had friends abducted, parents who are still political prisoners na walang basis. So, ayun po. We should end
O,
red that.
ito naman, Michelle, of course, ang mga scholar ng bayan, malaki yung, kumbaga, utang ng loob natin sa publiko, no? Because, of course, malaking bagay sa matrikula natin sa mga eskwela ng bayan na galing talaga sa pondo ng publiko. Ano yung magiging promise or pact mo sa Filipino people now that magtatapos ka ng muli on your second degree and you're gonna make it with flying colors?
Mm-mm. Bilang musiko ng bayan, especially since this is now my chosen field, what I really hope is to empower yung ating mga kababayan through music. So to give them a voice, to express an outlet for them to learn and to voice what they want to say. And also, parang to share how music empowers po talaga. May isa po akong peg sa gusto kong maging initiative in the future. If you're familiar with Casa San Miguel in Zambales, run by Sir Coke Bolipata, who is an internationally renowned violinist, he has a program to educate the youth in Zambales, and some of them, yung mga scholars niya from before, as in like they're in BPO, they're teaching, they're becoming known as teachers and as soloists and musicians and orchestra members around the Philippines and around the world. So you see how music is not just pangpaganda ng buhay. It's really it's a form of livelihood as well, and of course at the same time it enriches our society. So I hope to someday have that kind of program or that kind of initiative to empower yung mga, and to use music education to empower yung mga youth natin, and at the same time to provide them with place where they can perform. Actually, kasi yun po talaga yung problema sa Philippines. There is a lack of performance opportunities. Like, for example, international festivals, especially for classical music, kulang po talaga siya. Pero the discipline that comes into, and the discipline and the fulfillment that comes into studying and performing classical music is something that is very enriching. Even for, yun nga, for the youth of, for example, sa Zambales, na parang it's such an achievement that they get to perform around the world and to perform classical music around the world na at their level, na mataas po talaga yung level ng excellence nila. So it's something that I hope I can also contribute to the Philippines, yung ganun pong initiative.
Wow, kumbaga you have that, ano no, you have that responsibility na nafe-feel mo na elevating Filipino classical music into an international stage. And
Yes
with
po.
that, you are serving the people na rin.
Not just for the classical stage, but also for the Filipinos as well. So excellent classical music for the world, and especially for us here.
With that, ano no, Michelle, you have you're saying so much wisdom about music. I can feel it to you. How do you see Filipino music now and in the future?
Now po, I'm very enthusiastic about it. Lalo parang yung the rise of bands like yung SB19. I was able to listen to some of their works and to see their videos. Tapos parang itataas po talaga nila yung idea ng OPM. And of course, having worked and studied with some of the Philippines up-and-coming composers, I'm very excited for what's to come. And this is all the more an invitation for us na tangkiligin talaga yung musika natin, and to also refamiliarize ourselves with parang Filipino classical works from before. Marami po talaga hindi pa na-perform eh. Like, the likes of the works of Julio Napil, na parang last month ko lang na-encounter personally, kahit na, like, I've been studying music for a while now. So, and I'm sure there are a lot more composers that we want to recognize because they have contributed to the evolution of Philippine society and Philippine music. So I'm very excited, and I hope that this encourages all of us to appreciate the music that was born through the struggles of our people, yung kultura natin, things like that.
And we're gonna make it international, diba? Yung music natin pang international level. Oo.
And at the same time, it's something that we're proud of na atin talaga.
Oh, ito naman, what are your plans after graduation? May mga plano ka na ba career-wise? What do you wanna
Pinaka-immediate
do?
ko, I'm flying to the States this end of August for my master's degree. So, it's a master's in voice and opera performance po. Kasi parang honestly, I feel like there's still a lot of growing that I have to do as a musician, and I'm privileged na nakapasok po ako. So, I'll be studying in Northwestern University in
Wow.
Evanston, Illinois.
How long is that
It's a
master's program?
two-year program po. And of course, after that, I hope to come back to share. I also want to teach in UP maybe, or somewhere, or parang ganun po, to really bring what I learned back here.
Wow, nako. Kudos to you, Michelle. And congratulations on your achievements. Grabe. Hindi lang isa, kundi dalawang beses ka naging summa cum laude, and you have so much talents to offer sa ating mga kababayan. And good luck sa pag-aaral mo ng master's sa Amerika in a few weeks now. So ulit, thank you so much, Michelle, and congratulations.
Thank you po.